You know, the easiest thing someone could say to you is, "You're 35 and single with no kids. There must be something wrong with you." Um, you're right. There is something wrong with me. I have standards and expectations, and I will never settle in a place that's giving me bare minimum.
So it turns out, guys, women from the age of around 35 are struggling to understand that nobody actually wants them anymore. This is hilarious. I've been saying this on the channel for quite some time, guys, but women who try to date after the age of 30 are going to have a difficult time. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's get right into it.
I'm sorry to say this, but if a man has never put you in a car or in a crib, you are not who you think you are.
Her measure of a man is whether he has bought her a car or gotten her pregnant, which tells you more about her, honestly, guys. I swear, whenever these women are judging men, they just use the most wild metrics ever.
Something that I find brutally unfair is that when all of your friends are married or locked down in serious relationships, and you don't want to be, but you kind of feel like you should be because everyone else is, and they're busy with their people, but you don't like have a person, so you're looking to them, but they're not looking to you in the same way, and then you're forced to like look at partnership and romance not in a way that you want personally, but in a way that it is reflected all around you. And even if you don't want it, you find yourself seeking it because everyone else has it. And if you don't, then who do you have? Like, where do I find the people who aren't centering their romantic partner as like their primary person in life? Like, where do I find a friend group where we treat friends and other people in our lives with just as much value as the people that we're romantically linked with?
She is annoyed that everyone builds a life around a significant other and wants her friends held in the same place. This is something that happens to women a lot, guys. They get very jealous of their friends who are getting married or have relationships and so on.
You are in your 30s. I would love to hear about your dating experience right now. Like, please put in the comments what you are experiencing, because I'm wondering if we're all just like living the same lives or completely different ones, actually, like with the dating landscape. Whether you're in a city or a small town, please like drop what the situation is. I'm so curious. I want the tea.
This is absolutely hilarious, guys. So here we have a woman over the age of 30 asking other women to share horror stories. The thing is, they are all going to have horror stories because they, number one, all shoot out of their league, but number two, they are all trying to date when a lot of dudes won't be interested in them anymore.
So I was talking to one of my friends today about how I have just been feeling a little bit like behind in life because I'm single and I'm 30. And I feel like throughout my 20s, like I could just focus on myself, do my own thing. And like I didn't really have the pressure of like getting married and having kids, because for me, I just assumed like that's going to happen like when I'm older. Like eventually I'm going to find my person. Eventually I'm going to get married and have kids, but like I don't need to focus on it now. Like I was just focused on traveling, focused on doing my own thing, having fun with my friends. But something clicked in my brain when I turned like 28, where I was like, wait a second, like I've done all the things, I've traveled, I've partied, I've had my fun. I don't want this anymore.
At 28 years of age, she told a friend she felt behind because she had always assumed that the husband and the kids would turn up on schedule. Nobody warned her that the decade she spent finding herself was the same decade that she needed for all of those things.
Someone was asking me if I'm dating, and I said no because I just honestly can't with the recovery time. Like, it's the recovery period you need after dating someone is so taxing. I no longer have availability for it. I'm just like, no more. You're my husband or we're not. No, or it's a no. It's just, it takes, as someone who's such a deep feeler, it just takes me too much to.
So apparently we are done with dating now because the recovery time between disappointments got too taxing, apparently. Let me translate this, okay? These women are becoming emotionally damaged because they are trying to date men who are not interested in them, and so they make these videos saying they are exhausted. These women are quite literally exhausted of ending up in Chad's bedroom, but not actually getting a ring from him.
Sis, I need your help. What are we doing in 2026 for dating? And I don't mean that, boys that you last me for 3 months. I'm talking long term. Like, I am looking for my husband. I want to have a family, a beautiful partner. I want us to be married one day. I want to have a family of my own. I don't know what to do. All of my friends have beautiful partners, marriages, children, babies, and no one has anyone that they can introduce me to. Granted, my standards are high, however, they're reasonable. I just won't mess around. If you're not in it for the long haul, I don't want to borrow you. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. So help us this out. Thank you.
It is crazy that this woman is asking her followers to help her find a husband in 2026. Here's the thing, guys. Anytime a woman is struggling to date or struggling to find a husband, this is a huge red flag because it tells you something is wrong here. If you were so fantastic, men would actually want to take you seriously.
As of right now, 1 in 4 young adults in the US are projected to never get married. Which is kind of crazy to think about because I thought I would be married now at the age I'm at, which is undisclosed, but it's something me and my friends talk about. Like, the idea of seeing somebody who's engaged or getting married is like somewhat like shocking because it's like, oh, I'm getting older and I'm still not. I don't know if there's like this mind shift, but it is hard, like finding the right people on apps like Cuffed or Hinge, and it feels like people are always waiting for like the next best thing to come along. It's tough out there. It's tough out there.
Here's the thing, guys. This woman is loosely correct that dating apps are obviously very, very bad for dating and marriage and that sort of thing. But the dating applications did not invent the standards. They did not invent the ghosting, the endless swiping for a better man. They did not invent divorce court proceedings or family law issues. Ultimately, guys, women benefit from these systems. And if you cannot find a man, that is you messing up.
Go to my friend's baby shower. I love her to death. She is my partner in crime. As a single woman in her 30s, I do have the fear of losing a friend once they enter motherhood because life changes after a kid or after marriage. Some of the things that we used to do together, we were in the same phase where we were kind of wreaking havoc all along the streets of LA. I may grieve the part. She may not be able to do that in a while, you know.
This is a crazy video as well, guys. This woman is saying that she has lost a friend because her friend has children now and is moving into motherhood. Like, ultimately, this woman is sad because this friend is no longer like clubbing with her or something. How insane is that?
I'm turning 32 next week. And I was just like, reflect, first of all, how am I 32? Like, how did this happen? Like, I was just 22. But I also don't feel like I'm 32. I don't think I look like I'm 32 either. So, I long story short, I'm turning 32 next week. But one thing I will say is if you would have asked 22-year-old Bridget, hey, what do you think 32-year-old Bridget would be doing? What do you think she'll be doing at 32? I probably would have said, oh, like 2 kids, married. I'm so sorry to disappoint my 22-year-old self. I got engaged at 30, unengaged at 30. And now I've been single for the last 14 months. No kids, no man. And 22-year-old me would be pleasantly surprised to hear that I am the healthiest, the happiest, and honestly, the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. So although I'm not where I expected myself to be at 32, I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to.
So this woman got engaged at 30, called it off, and at almost 32 announces that she is the healthiest, happiest, and most attractive she has ever been, apparently. That is a lot of affirmation aimed at a camera rather than at a person. If she were actually content, she would not need to announce it like this, guys.
One thing I cannot stand is a man that likes that I work hard. Like, I currently work like 55 plus hours a week, okay? And I cannot stand when I'm talking to a man. I'm like, yeah, I'm still working. And they're like, oh, I just love your drive. I love that about you. ew, you're not the one for me, babe. I want a man that sees me working hard and is like, this isn't for you. Like, I want a man that wants me to have a soft life. I'm going to work still because I have worked really hard to get where I am with my career, and I have a 10-year plan, and there's something I want to do with my life, and I'm not giving up until I do it. But it's the principle. Like, I don't want you to want me to work. It's disgusting.
She works 55 hours a week and cannot stand a man who admires the hustle. This is exactly what I've been saying on the channel for some time now, guys. These women say they want to be strong and independent, but if a man doesn't look after them, then they just lose their minds about it.
Who else fully believed that they would be married with children by 30?
So I have a dilemma. I'm 36 and I don't seem to find men in their 30s or 40s attractive. That's my dilemma. Because what do I do now? I definitely don't find people in their 50s attractive, and people in their 20s are too young. I have a 16-year-old. So what do I do now? Someone help, please.
At 36 years of age, she has written off men in their 30s and 40s as unattractive, the 50s as too old, and the 20s as too young. Ma'am, you do not get to be picky at this point in time. This is why so many of these women end up remaining single.
So I know that the dating discourse is changing now. Like, everyone is really, really over the dating apps. I don't want to be on the dating apps anymore. It's not fun. It's so superficial, and it's also just like really exhausting. And I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about people suggesting that you get friends to set you up with their friends. And I'm so on board with that idea. However, does anybody else have friends who don't have single friends to set you up with? Like, all of my friends do not have any single guy friends, really. It's either they say, oh, I'm sorry, all the guys that I know that are in our age range are taken or married, whatever. Or they say, I would never do this to you. I would never set you up with the guy friends that I have because they were just like super fratty, or they're not good enough for you. They're not your type, that kind of thing. And I'm just not really good at meeting people organically because for the most part, it's not like I really go to bars that much. And if I go to bars, it's to really hang out with my friends. It's not to meet strangers. I'm not prowling the streets to meet a guy.
She calls modern dating garbage, which is true, and starts with her friends who have no single men left to introduce her to. The single men did not vanish, they just stopped putting themselves forward for women who treat them as a fallback.
Modern dating is just super rough right now, man. It's not fun in the streets anymore. At this point, do I just take to the internet and go like, hey, if you have a guy friend that you think would be great for me, set me up. Like, at this point, I don't even know. I just want to crawl into a hole and not have to deal with this. But like, man, modern.
In the second half of the video, she admits she is simply no good at meeting people in person, apparently. No, this issue goes a bit beyond that, guys. If this woman cannot find a man, the issue is far more serious than being able to meet people in person. You know what I mean?
You know, the easiest thing someone could say to you is, you're 35 and single with no kids. There must be something wrong with you. You're right. There is something wrong with me. I have standards and expectations, and I will never settle in a place that's giving me bare minimum breadcrumbs. Why do that? I pour into myself daily. I take care of myself. I do everything on my own. And if you thought that I would maybe settle backwards for something less, well, then yeah, maybe there is something wrong with me because I don't want that. So again, don't be hard on yourself.
Yes, the absolute classic. I'm 35 years of age and still single because I have high standards and I'm waiting for my Prince Charming to still rock up and save me. Yeah, this isn't how this works, and men can see right through this immediately. In fact, other women will see right through this as well.
I'm 35 years old and I'm child-free. And, I feel like there's something about this phase in life that nobody talks about. And don't get me wrong, I love my life. I love the way that I get to live. I love the freedom, but sometimes it can definitely feel lonely. And the loneliness, by the way, does not stem from not having children. It's just the circle of people who have been in your life and who have been around you unfortunately are not available in the same way that it is that they used to. There's a dynamic shift in your 30s where everyone is kind of off doing their own thing, okay? Many people are building families, they have their own nucleus, they have their own responsibilities. Other people have careers that have had them move away or move away for other reasons, or people are just busy with whatever it is, and it's a totally normal shift in your 30s, but still, it feels like it happens overnight sometimes. And I think what I'm realizing at this age is that it is so important that you.
She loves her freedom at 35 with no kids and admits it gets lonely watching her friends build families. I'm confused here. So do we love the freedom, or are we sad because we don't have a child? You know what I mean?
In spite of it being uncomfortable, constantly be putting yourself out there and be meeting new people. Not because the old people in your life aren't amazing. We still love them. They're still an active part of our life, but because sometimes you need to make new connections with people who fit the current phase that it is that you're in, which sounds pretty simple, but in practice is much more difficult to do. I mean, we're not younger where we were doing like sports teams activities or in school, meeting people there. I'm not going out all the time like I did when I was younger to meet people in a social setting. And, you know, all of our work dynamics are different, but I work for myself, so I don't have colleagues. So I don't know. I don't really have a finishing thought to this conversation, just that it's kind of this awkward phase where I'm kind of in, and it also simultaneously feels, I think you all kind of understand the awkwardness when you kind of ask someone to hang out for the first time. It just feels like you're asking someone out on a first date. So yeah, I don't know if any of you guys relate to this, if I'm just a big loser on the internet posting this, but I figured if I'm feeling it, there's definitely other people who are feeling it. So I would love if any of you want to chime in on this conversation, have any advice, tips, or let me know where you're.
By the end here, she is asking the internet for tips on how to keep putting herself out there. Putting yourself out there isn't the problem, guys. These women are so bad at dating. It is absolutely crazy to me. It is not difficult to find a man. It is not difficult to find a husband, even if a lot of guys are refusing to marry these days. These women are just terrible at choosing dudes who would actually take them seriously.
So I was just having a little thinky think, and I can't remember the last time that I flirted with somebody. Just on my drive home, I was like, love a little flirt right now. Love a little flirt. Couldn't tell you the last time. And not because I don't want to flirt, but because truly, I remember you used to go out to a bar or a restaurant with your friends and you'd clock a hot stranger and you'd have a little flirty flirt from across the bar, a little bit of an eye, you know. I couldn't tell you the last time I even saw a good-looking stranger. Not to say there's not good-looking people, but is it me? Do I just not find anyone attractive? Like my life, I feel like my life's so bland and boring right now. I just want to flirt. I just want to feel some joy. I just want to be a girl. I just want to sit there and like look you up and down and know that you know that nothing's going to happen, but I just want to have a little flirt. Why is that not a thing? I feel like it's nationwide. Is this a crisis? Every time I go to a different city even, I'm like, no. No one wants to flirt, or no one wants to flirt anymore. People just not want to flirt. Can someone tell me the last time they flirted? Give me the lowdown. Give me the story. I want to live vicariously through you. I want to feel something. I've forgotten what it's like.
Parked in her car, she cannot remember the last time she actually flirted with anyone, apparently. I always find videos like this funny, guys, because you can be sure that these women are not celibate over the last 12 months at all. So they say like, oh, I haven't had a boyfriend, or I haven't flirted with anyone for a long time, but I think we all know what situation she might be in.
I always thought that I would have 2 kids by 30. And now here I am at 35, 2 years into IVF with 0 kids. And I feel like I am finally just trusting my timeline. Growing up, I don't know why, I always thought, meet the love of your life in your early 20s, get married by 25, be married for a little bit, have kids, and be done by 30. I don't know what I thought happened after 30, but everything was happening. And it was all in your 20s. And I am so grateful that I didn't get that, because me at 35 is a completely different person than me at 25. And I just don't think that it would have worked out as well as it did if I would have followed that exact timeline. Hot take, I don't think anyone should get married before 30. Your 20s are for messing up and making mistakes and figuring out who you are, and you don't need to rush all of the big life things. You don't know what you don't know until you know it, and maybe you never know it. So if you feel like you're not really on the right path in life, or you're a little slow or a little bit behind, try to just
So this woman here is 35 years of age and 2 years into trying to have a child through IVF, and her hot take is that nobody should marry before 30 because the 20s are for figuring yourself out. Yeah, this is great advice for young women who maybe want to have a family. Great stuff indeed.
Now that I'm 30, I actually do understand why my parents wanted me to get married so young. Like, they were starting to bring up those conversations before I was even 25. And it made me realize it's because I was stupid. My frontal lobe was not developed, and they were like, oh, quickly get this bitch married before she realizes how awful men are. Because I remember being like, that's not normal that a man is like telling me what I can and can't do and controlling me and blah, 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 blah. My mom's like, yes, it is. That's totally normal. Like, they were trying to do it as soon as possible because the longer you wait, the smarter you get. And then you realize, makes you think. Pick your.
At 30 years of age, she finally understands why her parents pushed her to marry young, and she admits that the longer a woman waits, the pickier she actually gets. Half of that is real self-awareness, probably less than half actually, and the other half is just another swing at men. The pickiness that she just described is doing exactly what she accuses them of.
I think I want to stay single forever. And I know that everyone always says this once they've like stopped seeing someone or come out of a relationship or whatever, but honestly, I really just think I'm going to be better off on my own. Because the older you get, the worse it gets. Everybody's just so strange. It's too much stress. You have to worry if they're talking to an ex. You have to worry if they're talking to an old talking stage. You have to worry about if they're talking to someone new. You have to worry about if they go out and they're cheating on you. And I don't have the energy for it anymore. I'm honestly so drained. I really cannot be bothered. People just want you for sex.
Whenever women come to these sorts of conclusions in these videos, guys, the real translation here is not that dating is actually difficult for them. The translation is that the men that they want are not offering them commitment. Usually they end up very frustrated or sad or whatever the case may be because Chad will simply not actually have a relationship with them.
I don't actually have feelings for you. You're just, convenient when they feel lonely, when they need someone to talk to, when they want someone to sleep with. People like to keep things hush-hush, don't want to post you on social media. You have to decide whether someone genuinely likes private life or whether they want to keep you a secret because they don't want other people to know. Whether they're taking it slow or whether they don't actually like you, or whether they're taking it too fast and they're actually love bombing you and they're just doing it to piss someone off. If they're posting you all over social media, they're doing it to piss someone off. There's too many questions. And I just give up. I really, really, really give up.
Something else to consider with these videos, guys, is that the average man can't even cheat in the first place, by the way. The average man is completely invisible. This tells you that these women are choosing men who have a whole bunch of options. They are ignoring the average man, and then they are complaining that maybe he might step out of the relationship. Now, by the way, I don't endorse cheating. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't think you should be doing it. But the point here, guys, is that this woman is concerned about cheating, and it tells you that she is actually ignoring 90+% of men.
The reason women feel shame and feel like they've been used after having casual sex with a man is because of purity culture. It's not because of hookup culture. The only reason why the term hookup culture exists is because purity culture exists, and purity culture tells us that consensual sex outside of marriage is bad. And the reason you feel so shameful is because your entire life you have been told that you are a sexual object, but only when men want you to be one.
I love how they talk about like it's just like you should be able to just spread it for anyone and not feel anything and just be like being a hoe is freedom. Don't you love that? Life is freedom. No, it's not. It's gross. It's gross. Okay? It's really, really gross to just sleep around with people that you don't know, that you don't care about. That's not empowerment. It means that you're disconnected from yourself in a strange way.
So here we are trying to blame hookup culture on men, which is very interesting considering over 90% of men can't even engage in hookup culture because they are considered invisible to women. So this is very interesting how this particular thing works according to this woman. And just by the way, the reason why shame exists more so for women is because it is easy for women to go out there and hook up with a whole bunch of dudes. Men, if they are going to go out there and do that, typically have to provide something and actually be valuable in return rather than simply existing.
You know those girlies out there that are like, I don't need no man? Yeah, that was me too. Problem is I didn't need those men because they're not my men. I need my man. And where are you at, babe? Come on, it's time.
I'm being serious. Where are we meeting people? Where are we meeting people? I feel like I'm losing faith. Like, where is he? It was, oh, he's gonna come, he's gonna come. He's not coming. And then when I do meet someone, they just turn out to be a liar. They're just liars. And they're all dating multiple people, which I know you're supposed to in the dating stage, right? I do get it. But like, when will I ever just be chosen where it's like, I'm not an option. Like, I am the option.
She used to be one of the don't need a man girls and is now on camera admitting that she wants a man after all. The confidence did not survive a few years of being alone with it, right? She meant that slogan at 28 and she does not mean it now. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.